So at this point in the theorem, I know that in my induction step, I have to show this implication. And I need to do a bit of scratch work to figure out how I'm going to do that. Let's say that I'm going to do a direct proof. So for my direct proof, I'm going to assume that my hypothesis is true, and I want to show that my conclusion is true. So we are going to assume our hypothesis. I'm going to assume my hypothesis, and I want to show this conclusion. So, as is typical with these, what we want to do is be able to use our assumption to say something about our conclusion. So, since this is an inequality, I have two pieces. And so let's look at this very first piece right here. So I notice that 2t plus 1, I could rewrite that, and I could rewrite that as 2 times 2 to the t. And then if I do that, I have an assumption right here that says 2 to the t is greater than t squared. So I know already that this thing is greater than 2 times t squared. Good. So I have some way to relate the left-hand side of this inequality using my assumption. Now let's look at the right-hand side of this inequality. So the right-hand side of this inequality is t plus 1 squared. And if we expand that out, I get t squared plus 2t plus 1. So I see that yes, there is something in here, this t squared, that is part of my assumption. So what I really want to do to be able to show this is true is somehow start with this left-hand side. Let's go ahead and apply this simplification. And then I need to come up with some sort of steps, and we'll fill those in just a bit, to be able to connect that up to my right-hand side, right? Because here's my left-hand side. I have my inequality, my greater than, and I want to show that it's greater than this right-hand side. So I want to somehow get all the way down to t plus 1 squared. So I need to fill in these details. So the idea behind this particular proof is going to be, how do I take this particular 2t squared and get over to some expression t plus 1 squared? Thankfully, since I know t plus 1 squared already can be expanded to this, I notice that these are not too dissimilar of expressions. I just need to figure out how I can manipulate this 2t squared to make it end up looking like this expression. Because after that, I know it's equal to that, and then I will be finished up with my proof. So this is the scratch work, the kind of scratch work that you would have to do when trying to prove the induction step for an example like this.